Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be doing a tarot reading for the Zodiac Killer. But before I begin, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so that you'll get notified on my next upload. I'm uploading a new video every week and I'm offering free tarot reading for all of my subscribers. So if you would like to have your reading with me, you can just send a message to my email or a direct message to my Instagram. All of the details will be in the description box below. The Zodiac Killer is the pseudonym of an unidentified serial killer who operated in Northern California in the late 1960s. The case has been described as the most famous unsolved murder case in American history, becoming a fixture of popular culture and inspiring amateur detectives to attempt to resolve it. The Zodiac murdered 5 known victims in the San Francisco Bay Area between December 1968 and October 1969, operating in rural, urban, and suburban settings. He targeted young couples and a lone male cab driver, and his known attacks took place in Benicia, Vallejo, unincorporated Napa County, and the city of San Francisco. 2 of his attempted victims survived. The Zodiac himself claimed to have murdered 37 victims, and he has been linked to several other cold cases, some in Southern California or outside the state. The Zodiac originated the name himself in a series of taunting letters and cards that he mailed to regional newspapers, threatening killing sprees and bombings if they were not printed. Some of the letters included cryptograms or ciphers, in which the killer claimed that he was collecting his victims as slaves for the afterlife. While many theories regarding the identity of the killer have been suggested, the only suspect authorities ever publicly named was Arthur Lee Allen, a former elementary school teacher and convicted sex offender who died in 1992. Alright, so let's just start with the reading. So from the first deck, we have 8 of Wands, the Sun, 8 of Swords, Ace of Cups, Son of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, 3 of Swords, and the Magician. So let's start with the 8 of Wands here. I feel like this is how it all started. I feel like his first kill was more of a spontaneous action, like he was out of rage, and then he got a taste of it and felt like doing more of it. Now the Sun card here, this card represents his need to be the center of attention. This was the reason why he sent those letters and demanded it to be printed. Now the 8 of Swords, although by putting himself out there or exposing more of him, making the risk of getting caught higher, but it was worth it for him. He liked the thrill that he got from all of this attention. It was like the icing on the cake for him. Being able to mock or to tell the world about it was what satisfied him. So clearly the Son of Cups is the killer's energy, but I'm not here to read who is the killer. I'm just going to read more about his background or the reason behind his killings. Now we see here that we have 3 aces, the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost all of the aces in the deck. Also we have the Magician here that shows us that he is manipulative, and I feel like he's trying to collect all of the suits. Now the Ace of Pentacles here, this represents his financial situation. I feel like he was doing okay. He was capable of earning his own money and that he was not jobless. The Ace of Cups here, this means that he had feelings. Maybe he didn't have empathy, but he could fall in love or feel deeply towards someone. In fact, that's what I feel happened when he did his first kill. It was because he felt something towards this person. And now the Ace of Wands here, this symbolizes that he was passionate and ambitious. However, he used this in the wrong direction. Now he doesn't have the Ace of Swords. Instead, he has the Three of Swords here, which means that he had a traumatic experience and that he couldn't get over it. He didn't get the mental clarity that he needed, and he was stuck in these wounds. And this wound then become the reason for him to kill. Alright, so from the second deck we have Two of Pentacles, King of Chalices, Page of Swords, Page of Chalices, Judgment, Queen of Swords, Four of Chalices, the World, and Ten of Wands. Now from the second deck we have a lot of people's energy here, but the one that stood out for me is the King of Chalices here. I feel like this shows us that most likely there were more than one killer, especially because they share the same energy. The cups represents their thirst for killing, but then one is the king and the other one is the sun, which means that one would be the first to do it and then the other one would be the follower. Now whether or not they were working together, I feel like it's a possibility. Now the female cards here, we have Page of Swords, Page of Chalices, and the Queen of Swords. What I'm getting from all of these females' energy is that they are connected to the killers. What I mean by that is that it's not all of the females that he killed, but at least one of them was more personal than we think. Now moving on to Judgment and the World here. These two cards have holes in the middle. I think that this represents the loophole in his plan, that he should have been caught at some point, but he was lucky that the police didn't pay that much attention. So the Judgment here, I feel like this shows that there was something that he left behind, something that could incriminate him. And the World here is about him being not far from the crime scene. I feel like he was watching closely. Well, maybe not in all of the crime scenes, but at least one or two. Now the Four of Chalices here, this card is showing us how he planned his move. Like I said, I feel like at some point he killed out of rage and even killed someone who was personal to him, but he wouldn't want it to be that obvious, so he then planned his next victim to be kind of random. Now having two killers explain the Two of Pentacles here, this is the confusion, represents back and forth. I feel like this is about all of the suspects that we have, the theories out there, and the police's struggle to catch the killer, because I feel like it was more than one person and it's more confusing because they were looking at the wrong suspect for the wrong thing, like they didn't match it to the right person, and that's why there are a lot of confusion in this whole case. Now the last card here is the Ten of Wands. I feel like this card tells us that he brought the truth to his grave. Now there's no card that tells us that the killer has passed, so he could probably still be alive, whichever that is. I still feel like we wouldn't know for sure who's the killer, what exactly had happened, because the killer or the killers would just keep the truth to themselves. Now the Six of Pentacles as the shadow card here, this represents the information or the letters that he sent, and he did this because he wanted to feed this information so the world could see him as someone to look up to. Not everybody, but like other killers, you know what I mean, like he would be the leader, he would be famous, and I really feel like he wanted followers, so he felt like a mastermind behind all of this. Now the chariot here, I feel like this is talking about his last known victim, the taxi driver, that he didn't actually plan to kill this person, therefore he got sloppy during the killing. This event could be the one where he left some evidence behind, and if I'm not mistaken, after this killing he even crossed paths with the police, which means that he should have been caught at that moment, but he didn't, and he got away. Now the oracle cards that we have are Counselor, Beloved One, and All is Well. Now the Counselor here, I feel like the card is showing us that there are two people here, and one is the teacher kind of, and the other one would be the student. So like I said, the King and the Son of Cups represents this pattern as well, so I would say that the real killer has the follower. And this card could also mean that they were working together. Now the Beloved One here, like I said, I feel like this card is also representing that at least one of the victims knew the killer personally. And the All is Well here, I feel like this card is giving us a little bit of hope that although the killer might not come forward, I feel like there's still a chance that we would figure out or decrypt his letters, and we'll probably know his name by then. Alright, so that is all the reading for the Zodiac Killer. Once again, this is for entertainment purpose only, so I don't mean to offend anybody. I would like to hear your thoughts about this case, so please share it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next Unsolved Cases reading.